structured in terms of it's not meant to be intimidating to an extent. It's meant to, but you're meant to walk out like this is your ground. Yeah, so I think like most boys, their hero's their dad. You know, you grow up idolising your. Yeah, look, I think at this stage of my career, after playing for a while, I think one of the things I enjoy the most is being around people that I've only spoken to MS like properly once about batting and cricket and his philosophy.
Right, one of the things that you notice with these super confident athletes is the body language first up. Just walking out to the crease, chewing a gum, just make yourself really big so that people around you are intimidated. Here's a big boy of Texas Super Kings who's joining us. Thank you so much, Marcus Stoinis. But I mean, I'm just thinking about you and in terms of what you are as a personality, what you are as a cricketer. The first thing that strikes me about you as a cricketer is the body language that you have. When you walk to the crease, just make yourself look bigger than what you are already, chewing a gum, look around and then take guard and then go boom. Is that a very conscious effort in terms of making yourself, for want of a better word, intimidating?
I mean, it's structured in terms of it's not meant to be intimidating to an extent. It's meant to, but you're meant to walk out like this is your ground, this is how you want to play. You've got a very clear idea of what you want, what energy you want to bring to the game and how you want to present yourself and how you want to come and present yourself to the contest. So it is part of it, it is thought out, but it's not so much in an intimidatory way.
Just want to go back in time to your childhood. Your father was your biggest inspiration, isn't it? Tell us a bit more about that phase of life even before you entered the Australian cricket team.
Yeah, so I think like most boys, their hero's their dad. You know, you grow up idolising your father, and I had a great family. I had a very close family where Greek heritage, the Greeks by nature, loving and big hearts, and family's important. So obviously very lucky. Like I said, had a great childhood. Couldn't have asked for anything more. We lost my dad so about 6 years ago.
And he was a fighter, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so he taught me a lot of things, and when you reflect on things and you see parts of your father's character in yourself and that sort of thing, it's a good feeling.
And one of the things that we notice with you, Marcus, is how easy you are with the group of people around you. Even here at Texas, this is the first time that I'm talking to you, but observing you from a distance, it almost comes naturally to you to embrace people around you, to embrace different cultures, because you're a well-traveled cricketer now. So does that come naturally to you? Why is it so important to be around with people naturally in that dressing room?
Yeah, look, I think at this stage of my career, after playing for a while, I think one of the things I enjoy the most is being around people that I enjoy. That I've known quite a few of the Chennai boys from this franchise for a while. I've had Flem as a coach at the Melbourne Stars. I've known Russ, I've known Tommy Simsek, David Reed, had a bond with Faf for a while. So it's important to me I love being part of a team. And so I think the CSK franchise and now Texas has shown that they can do that really well. They've done that pretty much as well as anyone in cricket. So I think it's important to build that culture around and to be around good people. And the cricket is great, but it's usually better when you're enjoying it with good people.
Forgive me, at the start of the interview, I should have formally welcomed you into the Super Kings family.
Super Kings,
yes, yeah. Super Kings family. How different, or what is it about Super Kings family that is slightly different to many of the other franchises that you've played for? I
think with the Super Kings, they've got such a strong history of being around for a while now, of a winning culture, of, I mean, a lot of teams talk about being like a family. They've been around for such a long time that they've been able to prove that to supporters, to players, to staff. You can see with the continuity of personnel that they've had for a long time. And so it's been, from the outside looking in, it's a great mixture of family, loyalty, but also competitiveness, winning and being successful as a team on the field. So yeah, they've got a great reputation, And it's nice to be in the dressing room, even though it's familiar to me with a few of the coaches and that sort of thing. It's nice to be in the dressing room.
Yeah, because what's interesting about you and the way you approach is, I mean, you've played as an opener. There are teams where you open the batting. There are teams that you obviously come and finish off games. So how do you distinguish, how do you differentiate between the two roles that you sometimes do for one and one for another?
Look, they both sort of, for me, I enjoy both roles. I find things that, say if I'm batting up the top or in the top 3, I find there's a lot of things there that once I can get an idea of how I want to play that help me with batting in 5 and 6 and vice versa. So I think I definitely learnt how to take more risk and to adapt my game quicker by batting lower down the order. But I definitely learned how to structure my innings and think through the game and realise how much time there is in the game batting up the top. I'm fortunate enough now that it doesn't affect me too much with how I structure my game or how I prepare. Yeah, personally, I just really enjoy that I get the opportunity to do the different roles. The game of cricket we love it. We love the challenges. We love the different circumstances you can come into. We love the opportunities to help the team. So yeah, I just love that I get the opportunities to experience the different situations.
Yeah, just thinking about some big finishers in the game, I can go back in time to think about Michael Bevan in the 90s. He used to finish off those games very regularly in ODI cricket. Then, of course, there is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I'm sure you've had those chats with MS Dhoni in terms of what it means or how it feels. Could you just throw a bit of an insight into what you guys normally speak around in terms of how you approach the game? Because pretty much similar times that you get into bat.
I've only spoken to MS properly once about batting and cricket and his philosophies and that sort of thing. And a lot of it was, in my words, more so around the fact that take the game, what it felt like he was saying was take the game into a situation. Everyone on the ground is under pressure. Because sometimes when you walk in that middle to lower order, you feel like all the pressure's on you. You need to hit a boundary, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to win the game, you need to do this for your team. And most of the time, if you just stay in the game, keep bringing one person extra under pressure, one person from the other team, the bowler's under pressure, the captain's talking to the bowler more, the fielders are all nervous in the field, and almost bring the game into that. And then it's almost as if he was saying, then the calmest person or the clearest person makes the best decisions. And it feels, watching from afar, that he believes that is where he can succeed. That's my words of, he didn't say that exactly, but that's how I was interpreting, or how I interpret watching him as well.
Maybe just a couple of more questions. In terms of constructing your innings, are you somebody who would love to go bang, 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 or do you want to take a bit of time? I know time is very relative in T20 cricket, but how do you want to approach, and therefore, what is your idea of finishing games?
Yeah, I think on the odd occasion you, for some reason, feel like you can start off and go on a flyer, or you get the balls that you're looking for straight away. Typically I like to start by just looking to hit the ball hard along the ground with strong positions, with a swing that I know later will be the similar swing that I can use to hit the boundaries. So, and on some days those balls hit the field, on some days they go to the boundary for 4, and on some days you're hitting a couple of 6s early. So I try to keep it with that intent to hit the ball hard along the ground is similar. There's obviously situations where you change that, but yeah, so that's almost first and second gear, starts there. And then sometimes the captain's smart and he brings on a bowler that he knows you might want to target. So you have to figure out if you're willing to take that risk earlier. So then therefore you might be trying to hit one earlier, or they bring a boomer back on and you go back into your shell for a second and you wait for the next guy. So that's pretty much how it works.
Marcus Stoinis, thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
For sure.